Do you think money is the main issue when starting a business? I've been asked this question thousands of times. Elon, I want to start a business, but I don't have any money. What should I do? My answer is always simple. Money is not the real issue. What matters is your ability to be creative, your ability to learn, and your ability to take action. That is what really counts. Don't let a lack of money stop you. If you have a clear goal and the ability to solve problems, nothing can stop you. When I started building Zip2, I had nothing but an idea, and I didn't have a single penny. I lived in the office, ate cheap food, and worked tirelessly, but I had one important thing: passion, a relentless obsession with the goal. And when you have that passion, you will overcome any obstacle. Capital is not the deciding factor. It's how you use your time and energy to achieve your goals. To start a business, you don't need a huge investment. You don't need a long list of investors or venture capital. You need an idea, determination, and the ability to learn quickly. I started with no money, but I had willpower and creativity. And I learned very quickly from my mistakes. These things not only helped me overcome the initial challenges, but also laid a solid foundation for building the business. Money is not the real issue. The issue is your ability to spot opportunities and exploit them wisely. If you can solve problems for others, they will pay you. So why wait for money when you can start with what you have? You can start right now by offering real value to others. Every business starts with core values, not with a large investment. When I built PayPal, I didn't think about how much money we needed to grow, but how we could provide solutions to customers. Every product, every service was built around solving a problem, and that's the key. What you need is not money, but creativity. You can leverage free tools, existing platforms to start. Today, the digital world offers countless opportunities without requiring large investments. I'm not saying you won't face difficulties, but if you persevere and stay determined, nothing is impossible. Don't think that you can't do anything because you lack money. The important thing is where you start and if you have the energy to take action. When I built SpaceX, I didn't have a huge investment. I only had passion and relentless determination. Everyone said I was dreaming. They said I couldn't do it. But I didn't care. I knew that if I didn't try, I would never know how far I could go. And I was right. After a series of trials, failures, and learning, we achieved what no one imagined. People think that a lack of money is the reason they can't start. But in reality, not having money forces you to be more creative. You'll find other ways to work, to achieve your goals. You'll learn from failures and never give up. It's because of a lack of money that you're forced to find ways to solve problems, and when you solve problems for others, you create value, and money will follow. In fact, money is not the key to success. Capital is just a secondary factor in the process of building. If you can solve problems and provide value to others, you will succeed. Don't let a lack of money cause delays. Think about how you can solve problems and create value. That's how you start. If you think you don't have enough resources, I encourage you to think again. Find ways to use the free resources you have. Look for opportunities in free tools and online platforms. Be creative and take action. No one can do it for you. You are the one who decides your success. Start today, not tomorrow. I know you can do it. I started with nothing, and I've proven that if you persevere and be creative, you can build anything. Never think that lacking money means you can't succeed. Success doesn't depend on money. It depends on your abilities. And if you find what I'm sharing useful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Share your ideas about how to start a business without capital. We'll exchange and learn together. Opportunities are always available. What matters is whether you have the determination to seize them. Act now, not wait, not hesitate, because success never comes to those who wait. Let your actions speak for themselves. When I started building Zip2, nothing was easy. I had no money, no major support, no advantages. I only had an idea and an unshakable determination. I had to live in the office, eat instant noodles, work continuously without rest. People called it sacrifice, but for me, it was a given. You can't expect big results without making sacrifices. Every successful business starts from those hard days. The first lesson I learned was never wait for opportunities, create your own. No one will come and hand you $1 million project. There's no one out there to help you start. You have to figure out your own way. At that time, I had no help from any major investors. I learned on my own, did it on my own, created opportunities on my own. That spirit carried me through all the early difficulties. And I learned that if you create your own opportunities, you will never run out of them. The second lesson, don't fear failure. I failed many times before I achieved success. When I started building Zip2, no one believed I could succeed. Investors turned me down, competitors mocked me. They said I had nothing special, nothing to lead with. But I didn't listen to them. I kept working, learning, and experimenting. Each failure was an important lesson. Every time I didn't succeed, I got closer to my goal. And the most important thing I learned was that failure is not the end. It's just part of the process. You won't succeed if you fear failure. In fact, the more you fail, the more you learn. The third lesson, always focus on your goal, no matter the difficulties. One of the most important things I learned throughout the process was focusing on the goal. My goal when I started Zip2 was to build a platform that would make it easier for businesses to establish an online presence. It was a pretty simple idea, but I never let difficulties and challenges cloud that goal. Everything around me could change, but the goal must always be clear. When you have a clear goal, you will know what to do next, regardless of how chaotic the world around you may be. The fourth lesson, continuous improvement. When I started building SpaceX, I didn't think we would succeed right away. We failed many tests. Many times I felt like I was on the verge of collapse, but I didn't give up. I kept improving. I learned from every failure and kept improving every detail. Every failure was an opportunity to do better. This applies not only to technology, but to everything in business. If you keep improving, if you always look for ways to do better, you'll make leaps forward that no one expected. And the fifth lesson, build a strong team. When I started, I couldn't do everything myself. I needed talented people to help me realize my vision. Building a strong team is one of the most important factors in the success of any business. I learned that you can't do it alone. You need people around you to help turn your vision into reality. And not just talented people, but people who share the same vision and are willing to work hard to achieve the goal. A strong team doesn't just support you, it helps you see problems from different perspectives, helping you make better decisions. The sixth lesson, never stop learning. I started with very little knowledge about the electric car industry. I wasn't an automotive engineer, and in fact, I didn't know anything about the industry when I started, but I learned. I researched technology, how to build an electric car from scratch. I spent thousands of hours studying, learning from people smarter than me, and applying what I learned to my work. This helped me understand the field I was entering and helped me make the right decisions. No one is born an expert. To become the best in your field, you must keep learning. The seventh lesson, always maintain a steadfast mindset. During the process of building SpaceX, there were many times I felt hopeless. We faced terrible failures, and many times I thought everything was going to end. But I never gave up. I always kept a steadfast mindset because I knew that as long as I didn't quit, I would have a chance to succeed. This steadfast mindset is the deciding factor when you face difficulties. If you give up too soon, you'll never know what you could have achieved. Success doesn't come from not facing failure, but from not giving up when failure strikes. The final lesson, focus on solving problems. When I built PayPal, our goal wasn't to create a beautiful or complex product. The goal was simple, to solve the online payment problem. That was something very few people were doing at the time. We didn't think about creating something new that no one had done before. We just focused on simplifying the problems users were facing. It was through simplicity and effectiveness that we were able to grow quickly and become an indispensable part of the online payment industry. All these lessons are what I've learned from failures, challenges, and countless hours of hard work. Every step, every failure has helped me grow, become wiser, and more resilient in the journey. If I could share one thing with you, I'd say, never give up. When you have a clear vision and a strong team by your side, nothing is impossible. When you start, don't let external factors like money, the market, or people who don't believe in you hold you back. Don't wait for perfect conditions. The only thing that matters is creating real value from the very first step. All you need is a focus on solving problems, finding ways to create real value for others. When I started with Zip2, I didn't have many resources. What I had was a simple idea to help small businesses build their websites. It wasn't a groundbreaking idea, but I saw a big problem that many people faced when starting a business, not knowing how to build an online presence. I saw an opportunity to solve this problem, not to do something new, but to do something useful, something that could immediately meet users' needs. When you create value, what matters is not doing the most unique thing, but doing what is most useful and easiest for users. All great things start by solving a simple problem. But you must pay attention to every small detail, every aspect of the solution you provide. Not every product needs advanced technology. Not every service has to be complicated. In fact, sometimes simple things bring the greatest results. The key to building real value is understanding the market's needs. Only when you truly understand the problem your customers are facing can you create a product or service that fits. When I developed PayPal, the goal wasn't to invent a completely new payment method, but to simplify online payment, something few people thought about back then. I didn't try to change the whole financial system. I just wanted to make transactions easier and more convenient, and I continually improved the product, focusing on reducing complexity for users. That's real value, creating something others need and making them feel that everything is easier. What's important in creating value is finding a model that you can implement from the start, without waiting or relying on external factors. The most successful people are those who start with the basics, things that can create value right away without waiting. If you think you need large investments or a vast network to start, you've got it wrong. You can start from where you are with what you have. One important lesson I learned when building Tesla was not just focusing on creating a good product, but also thinking about long-term value. I didn't think we were just making electric cars to sell. The important thing was we wanted to change how people think about energy and the environment. The goal wasn't short-term profits, but a major shift in how people live and work. I wanted each Tesla car to not only be a means of transportation, but also a part of a clean, sustainable energy system. When you build real value, you don't just think about short-term benefits. You must look ahead, thinking about the long-term impact your product or service can bring. Solving a real problem isn't just about making things simpler, it's about making them sustainable and scalable. I've learned that sometimes you need patience and persistence despite facing failures. The learning process from mistakes is what leads to real success. When building SpaceX, we faced many failures. We couldn't launch a rocket successfully the first time, but with every failure, we learned and improved. The key is not giving up, because it's only through challenges that you can find the real solution to the problem. Creating real value also means learning to face imperfection. Not every product is perfect from the start. You can't expect everything to go according to plan right from the beginning. We had to experiment and adjust many times during the development of Tesla. That's why I always encourage my teams not to fear mistakes, but to learn from them. A great product is not one that is perfect right away, but one that constantly evolves and improves over time. That's how you create real value. There's no secret formula for success, but there is one principle. You must start somewhere and begin solving the problem. Only when you work with focus and perseverance can you create valuable products or services. Remember, success doesn't come from complex ideas, but from executing simple and useful ideas that solve real problems for users. And that's exactly what you need when building real value from the start. Success is not a matter of chance. It comes from perseverance, focus, and continuous improvement. Creating real value is not a quick race, but a long journey that requires patience and the ability to learn. When you focus on solving real problems and providing long-term value, you will find success no longer feels far away. Starting a business without capital, it sounds unbelievable, but in reality it's not only possible, but it's also an effective strategy. I started with nothing and learned that when you have no capital, there's only one important thing left: creativity and the ability to act. Don't let a lack of capital stop you. The new rule for businesses without capital is how you think, how you act, and how you solve problems. The first and most important rule is don't try to build a unicorn. You don't need to think about building a billion-dollar company from the start. Start with small steps, simple and practical things. Create a product or service that can solve an immediate problem. even if it's a small one. Don't chase after the goal of building a big company without understanding the market and what consumers truly need. Start with what you have and let it grow from there. When I started building Tesla, I didn't immediately think the company would become one of the world's largest car companies. I only thought about making a good electric car, efficient and capable of changing how people think about energy. That was a simple but ambitious goal. No one believed in me when I started, but I kept going because I knew that creating value was the most important thing. You don't need a big investment, just a clear vision and the ability to work relentlessly to turn that vision into reality. The second rule, be a learning machine. Nowadays, information and resources for learning have never been more accessible. Use YouTube, podcasts, and free resources to learn everything you need to know. Don't wait for a formal course or a special training program. Self-learning is the fastest way to gain essential knowledge and apply it to your work. I've learned a lot from people before me, but I didn't wait for anyone to teach me. I searched for information and learned from the resources I could access. Use technology and free resources optimally. You don't need to start with a big team or expansive infrastructure. You can do everything from your personal computer, from building a website to creating innovative products. What's important is that you need to act immediately and not let the lack of capital delay you. The third rule, don't follow passion, solve problems. People often say you must do what you're passionate about, but in business you need to solve real problems. Successful people aren't those who just follow their passion, but those who know how to solve other people's problems. That's why I always focus on creating products that help others rather than just doing something I like. If you only focus on passion, you'll never know if it can help others. You can always look for ways to solve the problems consumers are actually facing. With Tesla, my goal wasn't to create a beautiful car, but to create an electric car that could replace gasoline-powered cars, reduce emissions, and protect the environment. That's the problem I wanted to solve. And that's what drove me and my team. Always remember that customers don't pay for your passion, they pay for you to solve their problems. The fourth rule, start doing instead of just planning. I've met many people with great ideas, but they never start. They always plan, prepare, research more, but never take action. The reality is, you will never be perfect from the start. The right solution will only come after you begin working. Start with what you have, and then you will gradually improve. In the process of building SpaceX, I couldn't wait for everything to be perfect. We faced many failures when testing the first rockets, but I never stopped. Every failure was one step closer to success. You can't know everything before you start. Don't let perfection stop you from acting. Start with small steps, learn from each mistake, and keep moving forward. The fifth rule, validate your idea as early as possible. Don't just plan and hope everything will succeed. Sell your idea before you actually build the product. Gather feedback from potential customers and validate if they truly care about your product. When I started with Tesla, we received many orders for the Roadster, even before we completed the car model. That helped me realize we were on the right track and had a real market. There's nothing worse than creating a product you think is great but no one wants to buy. Validate your idea with the market before investing too much time and money into it. This will save you a lot of effort and resources. The sixth rule, simplify everything. You don't need to make everything complicated to succeed. Sometimes simple ideas bring the greatest results. Look at products like the iPhone or Tesla. Although they may seem complex technically, what users really care about is the simplicity and convenience of use. When developing a product or service, always remember that users just need a simple and effective solution, not something complicated and hard to understand. So when you start your business without capital, always remember these rules. Don't let a lack of money stop you. Start with small steps, always learn, focus on solving real problems, and take immediate action. Success will come to those who know how to work smart and persistently, not to those who wait for perfect conditions. One of the powerful business models that I always believe in, especially when starting with limited capital, is digital freelancing. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine if you could leverage AI tools to assist in your work From content writing, graphic design, to video editing, this not only saves time but also enhances the quality of your work, helping you compete on major freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, or TopTalk. When starting, you don't need to be a graphic designer, video editor, or writer. With the development of AI technology, anyone can become a freelancer in this field, as long as you have creativity and persistence. AI technologies like Canva, Grok, CapCut, or Midjourney are changing how we work. You can use AI to handle much of the work. For example, AI can help you write articles, design images, or edit videos in just a few minutes. This opens opportunities for those without specialized skills, but who can work efficiently and creatively. I started with very little knowledge of cars when building Tesla. However, I learned quickly and always looked for ways to apply technology to optimize every process. So why can't you do the same in digital freelancing? AI tools not only help you finish work quickly, but also allow you to learn and improve throughout the process. Imagine you're a freelancer working with a client who requires a logo design or a blog post. Before AI, this task could take a whole day or even several days. But now, with just a few clicks, you can create a high-quality product in no time. Take content writing as an example. Through tools like Grok, you can generate articles of nearly the same quality as a professional writer, but in much less time. You don't need to be a professional writer, just understand the topic and provide basic guidelines to AI. From there, AI will help you create persuasive, readable, and informative articles. Moreover, with AI technology, you can optimize content for better SEO performance, increasing your chances of appearing on search engines. With the rise of freelance platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, you can reach millions of potential clients without spending large sums on advertising. These platforms allow you to connect with service buyers from all over the world without investing in expensive offices or infrastructure. You just need to create a profile, offer your services, and start taking on jobs. However, it's important to truly understand how these platforms work and how to build trust with clients. You need to provide real value and continually improve your skills. Another advantage of digital freelancing is that you can work from anywhere. You don't need an office or expensive equipment. All you need is a computer, a stable internet connection, and AI tools to support your work. With the boom in remote work, digital freelancing is not only a flexible business model, but also has great potential. You are not limited by time or location, and you can work with clients from different countries. Although AI can support much of the work, it's important that you have creativity and truly understand your client's needs. AI can speed up your work process, but it cannot replace your creativity. To succeed in this field, you need to know how to infuse your personality into each product and service you provide. Think of it as building a personal brand. You need to have a unique style for clients to recognize you and return to work with you again. So how can you get started in this digital freelancing field? First, identify the service you want to provide. There are many areas you can get into, from writing, graphic design, video editing, to technical consulting. Choose an area where you feel most confident. And if you don't have the skills yet, start learning. It's never too late to learn, and with the support of AI tools, you can progress quickly. Once you've selected your service, create an impressive profile on freelance platforms. Make sure you clearly present your skills and services. Clients are not just looking for skilled individuals, but also for those they can trust to deliver the job on time. Provide examples of past work, if any, or you can create sample products to showcase your abilities. Finally, keep improving and expanding your services. When you start getting jobs, don't just stop at completing them. Listen to feedback from clients, and if possible, improve to do better next time. Don't forget that satisfied clients will help you get new opportunities. Digital freelancing is a job that requires persistence and hard work, but if you stay persistent, creative, and always improve, you'll find that nothing is impossible. In today's technology-driven world, there's no reason why you can't start a digital freelancing job right now. Take advantage of AI tools, learn from experience, and start creating value for others. If you do it right, you'll not only have a flexible job, but also build a sustainable career. In today's information explosion era, one of the quickest and most effective ways to build a business without capital is by creating a content curation channel. You don't need to shoot videos, expensive equipment, or be an expert in content creation. In fact, you can start today with just a phone and a computer with an internet connection. The only thing you need is the ability to find and share valuable information that others need. I've learned that one of the most valuable assets in today's digital world is information curation. People don't have the time to search for and watch all the content on the internet themselves. Therefore, if you can provide them with useful information, carefully curated and packaged in an easily digestible form, you'll create real value. This is exactly what content curation channels do very well. A content curation channel is not a job that requires creativity from scratch, but rather the job of a curator, someone who filters and organizes what's already available. You don't need to create new videos or write completely new articles. Instead, you find information, videos, podcasts, or trending content, and then edit, add creativity, and personalize it to make it more engaging. Your goal is to help viewers save time and get value from the information they need without having to search for every piece themselves. I've always believed that creating value doesn't necessarily mean creating something completely new. Sometimes value comes from making something more accessible, easier to understand, and easier to digest. When I developed Tesla, the goal wasn't to create a completely new electric car. The goal was to create a car that could change people's perception of clean energy and sustainability, helping them understand that an electric car could perform well and be easy to use. Similarly, in a content curation channel, you don't need to create everything from scratch. You just need to make existing information more accessible and useful to your audience. One reason I encourage you to try this model is because it requires very little upfront capital. You don't need to buy expensive equipment, you don't need a large creative team, and you don't need specialized experience. All you need is an idea and the ability to search for information. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, or Facebook are filled with short, easily digestible videos created by curators who skillfully combine information from various sources. What's important is that you know how to select and organize the information in a way that makes it attractive and valuable to your target audience. Starting a content curation channel doesn't mean you have to work hard every day to create original content. You don't need to produce long videos or write complex blog posts. Instead, start with short videos. Small pieces of information that people can watch and understand immediately. You can create videos curating famous quotes, lessons from books, or interesting moments from podcasts. This is not only easy, but also can provide a lot of value to viewers because they don't have to waste time searching for this content. They'll thank you for helping them save time and quickly get important information. The next step is to identify the audience you want to target. You need to understand what information they're looking for, what their needs are, and how they consume content. You can create content curation channels for specific niches like technology, education, health, or even inspirational stories. The key is to focus on topics that your audience cares about and is actively searching for. After you've identified the audience and niche, you need to choose a platform to develop your channel. If you're targeting a younger audience, TikTok and Instagram Reels are great platforms. If you want to reach a wider audience or those who enjoy longer content, YouTube is an excellent choice. By choosing the right platform, you can maximize your reach and attract viewers. Make sure you don't just copy and paste content from other sources, but add your creativity. This will not only help you avoid copyright violations, but also create a personal brand in the eyes of your audience. One of the factors that make a content curation channel successful is consistency. You need to create and post content regularly. If you only make a few videos and then quit, you'll never build a loyal following. Commit to yourself that you will consistently provide value to your audience. You can start with one video per week and gradually increase the number as you become more comfortable with the process. What's important is that you don't just stop at curating and reposting content. You need to build a community around your channel. Interact with viewers, answer questions, and encourage them to share their favorite ideas or content. When you create a community, you're not just building a content curation channel, you're building a brand that people trust and stick with. Finally, don't forget that creating real value is the most important goal. Always focus on providing meaningful and useful content for your viewers. When you do this well, you won't just create a source of income, but you'll also build a loyal community, and that's the key to long-term success. In today's business world, local businesses face a major challenge: how to effectively reach customers without a massive marketing budget. In reality, the issue is not the lack of opportunities, but the lack of the right strategies to reach the right audience. This is a great opportunity for you. You can start creating value immediately by helping small businesses, especially local ones, connect with their potential customers. And this doesn't require a large initial investment. When I started, I didn't think about creating massive or groundbreaking products right away. Instead, I always looked for ways to solve real problems that people were facing. And one of the biggest problems local businesses face is not being able to reach the right customers. They might have a great product, but if no one knows about it, everything is meaningless. That's why lead generation, creating potential customers, is a powerful business opportunity that you can tap into starting today. By providing lead generation services for local businesses, you'll help them solve this problem simply and effectively. Imagine being able to help a roofing contractor in Los Angeles, a dentist in New York, or a bakery in Tokyo reach the right people who need their services. You don't need expensive advertising campaigns or costly marketing resources. What you need to do is create simple websites, optimize them to appear on Google, and attract potential customers. How this model works is very simple. First, you create a free website for small businesses. Using tools like Google Sites, you can create a simple, easy-to-use website without any programming skills. Next, you optimize this website by using local keywords that potential customers will search for. For example, if you're working with an auto repair shop in a city, you can optimize the website for keywords like auto repair in city name or trusted auto repair shop in city name. The next step is to get this website on Google to ensure that it shows up in search results. You won't have to spend money on expensive Google Ads campaigns. Instead, you just need to optimize the website so it ranks high on Google when people search for related keywords. As your website starts appearing in search results, you'll begin attracting potential customers. That's when you can start making money by selling these leads to local businesses. Local businesses often don't know how to generate leads online. They may have a great service, but they can't reach potential customers because they don't understand how online marketing works. You can help them by providing a simple and effective solution. You don't need to invest in complex marketing strategies. Just focus on making their business appear where potential customers can easily find it. This is a great opportunity to help local businesses not just survive, but thrive in an increasingly digital world. One of the reasons this model is so appealing is because you can start immediately without needing any large investment. All you need is a computer and an internet connection, and you can start building websites for small businesses. Additionally, this model has a very high level of sustainability. Once you've created a website that generates leads for a business, you can maintain and optimize it to continue attracting customers. You don't have to worry about changing products or services because your job is just to maintain and improve optimized websites to attract potential customers. What's important when starting this model is understanding the needs of local businesses and how they can leverage technology to attract customers. You don't need to be a marketing expert, but you need the ability to understand their problems and offer a simple solution they can implement right away. In fact, local businesses don't need complicated marketing strategies. They just need a simple, effective, and accessible solution to help them connect with customers. When you start with one local business and provide lead generation services for them, you'll see that this is a scalable business model. You can create many websites for local businesses in different cities, and from there, create multiple sources of steady income. You won't have to exert much effort finding clients because you'll just optimize your websites to attract searchers. And when you start getting positive feedback from businesses, they'll become long-term clients and refer you to others. This model not only has great profit potential, but also helps you create value for the community. Local businesses will have the opportunity to grow with your help in connecting them with potential customers. They'll have the chance not only to survive, but to thrive in an increasingly competitive world. And when you help them succeed, you'll succeed too. Generating leads for local businesses is a fantastic opportunity to start a business with almost no investment. This model is not only easy to implement, but also has long-term growth potential. When you understand your client's needs and are able to provide a simple and effective solution, you'll find that nothing is impossible. Start today, because opportunities are always available. It's just about knowing how to seize them. Email newsletters are not a new concept, but in today's business world, they are becoming one of the most powerful tools to build a business without requiring a large budget. And the best part is that you can start immediately. You don't need to invest in expensive ads or purchase complex software. All you need is the ability to build a community around topics you understand and can share. When I started building PayPal, I didn't have a big marketing strategy, but I knew that sharing valuable information could help me attract attention and build trust with customers. That's why I believe that an email newsletter with a special focus aimed at solving the issues readers care about is a great business model and easy to implement, even without a large budget. The key to success here is to focus on a specific topic and choose the right recipients. Once you have readers interested in your topic, you can easily build a long-term relationship with them. Remember, people only care about what can help them solve specific problems in their life or work. No one wants to receive an email newsletter just to hear about your new products or irrelevant information. They want to receive useful content that they can apply to their daily lives. And you can be the one to provide that. Another important aspect when building an email newsletter is to create real value in every issue. You don't need to write lengthy newsletters, but just focus on sharing valuable, easy to understand, and actionable information. Email newsletters don't need to be complicated, they just need to meet the needs of the recipients. For example, if you create a newsletter about health and diet, you don't need to write long scientific research papers, you just need to provide simple and practical tips that readers can apply right away. This not only helps you build trust with your readers, but also encourages them to come back and follow future newsletters. An email newsletter can become a very effective channel to build a loyal community. When you share useful and valuable content, recipients will feel connected with you. They don't just receive information, but also feel that they are part of the community you are building. This creates a strong connection, helping you build trust and retain long-term customers. In business, trust is the most important factor, and an email newsletter is a great tool to build and maintain it. A major advantage of creating an email newsletter is that you don't need a large team or massive marketing budget. All you need is the ability to choose a specific topic you're knowledgeable about, the ability to share valuable information, and patience in maintaining relationships with your readers. When you start building your email newsletter, you don't need a large following right away. What matters is the quality of the information you provide. Every recipient can become a loyal customer if they get value from you. The next step is to build your email database. Don't just collect emails randomly. Instead, create a system that allows people to voluntarily subscribe to your newsletter. You can do this by offering valuable free content, such as ebooks, guides, or valuable articles that recipients will find useful. Give them a reason to subscribe to your information and make sure they get content they care about. One of the key factors in building an effective email newsletter is consistency. You need to send newsletters regularly to maintain your presence in the recipient's minds. However, don't overwhelm or annoy them. Create a reasonable schedule for sending newsletters. It could be once a week or once a month, and ensure that each newsletter truly provides value to the reader. Additionally, optimizing your newsletter for mobile devices is essential. Most users check emails on their mobile phones. So if your newsletter isn't easy to read on mobile, you'll lose many potential customers. Make sure your newsletter has a simple design, is easy to read, and easy for recipients to interact with. When your newsletter starts to attract a loyal readership, you can start exploring opportunities to monetize it. There are many ways you can make money from your email newsletter. You can work with partners to promote their products through affiliate links, or you can sell your own products through the newsletter. You can also invite paid advertisers to display ads in your newsletter, or even unlock premium content only for paying subscribers. Creating an email newsletter can be a great way to start building a business without requiring a large investment. You just need a good idea, the ability to share valuable information, and a little patience. As you continue to provide useful information and build connections with your readers, you'll find that there are no limits to the potential of this business model. When you think about starting a business with little capital, you might consider digital products or services. However, there's a very powerful and simple business model you can start immediately: print on demand. This is a great way to sell physical products without investing in warehousing or inventory management. Everything from t-shirts, mugs, bags, to posters, you can print and sell when orders come in, helping you reduce financial risks and save on operational costs. I've seen endless potential in this model, and its simplicity is what impresses me. No need to stock products, no worrying about inventory, and no waiting weeks for products to be produced. You just design the products, choose a print-on-demand supplier, and when an order comes in, the supplier automatically prints and ships the product to the customer. Everything happens automatically, and you just need to focus on marketing and building your brand. The key to this model is choosing the right print-on-demand supplier. There are many platforms and companies offering print-on-demand services such as Printful, Teespring, and Printify. These companies allow you to create and sell printed products without worrying about production or shipping. All you need to do is upload your designs, choose the products you want to sell, and start marketing. When an order comes in, the supplier handles everything else, from printing to packaging and shipping. The print-on-demand model can apply to many products. You can create t-shirt designs, hoodies, mugs, or even fashion accessories like bags, hats, or phone cases. With modern printing technology, you can create products with unique designs and high quality without worrying about high production costs or the risk of unsold stock. You only produce products when there's an order, eliminating the problem of inventory and reducing financial risks. The great thing about this model is that you don't need to invest in facilities or expensive equipment. All you need is a computer and an internet connection to get started. Product design can be done using simple online tools like Canva or Adobe Photoshop. You can easily create unique designs that suit your target audience. Once you have impressive designs, you just upload them to the print-on-demand platform and start selling. The beauty of this model is that you can create various products without needing large investments. You can experiment with different product types, designs, and see which ones attract customers. You don't need to worry about not selling items because you only produce when there's an order. This allows you to manage risks and test new ideas without spending too much money. But don't be mistaken, although this model is simple and accessible, you still need a clear marketing strategy to attract customers. This is where you need to focus on building your brand and promoting your products. You can use platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to promote your printed products. These platforms are powerful in capturing attention and creating a community around your brand. You can also collaborate with influencers or people with large followings to promote products and expand your reach. Another strategy is to use paid advertising channels, such as Google Ads or Facebook ads. By targeting the right audience, you can run effective ad campaigns without spending too much money. Make sure you focus on promoting products and designs that your customers are truly interested in. One important thing to remember is that creativity in design will help you stand out among millions of products on the market. When building your brand, you should also create a story around your product. Why should customers buy your product instead of your competitors? Are you targeting a specific group, such as creative people or those who love personalized products? Create a story, a vision, and a reason for customers to feel that your product is the right choice. When you can create a compelling story and connect with customers, they won't just buy your products, they'll come back to support you. Another major advantage of the print-on-demand model is scalability. Once you start getting customers and building a loyal following, you can expand your product range. You can experiment with new products, such as jackets, shoes, or even home decor items. This way you can broaden your brand and reach different customer segments. Finally, persistence is key in this business model. You can't expect success overnight. Like any other business, you will have to experiment, learn from failure, and continuously improve. Be patient, create quality products, build a strong brand, and market smartly. When you do these things well, you'll find that there are no limits to your success potential. Print on demand is an accessible and potential business model. You don't need to invest in warehousing, you don't need to worry about inventory, and most importantly, you can start immediately without worrying about capital. This is a great opportunity to build a business that can thrive in a competitive market without facing major risks. Start today, experiment with new ideas, and create products that consumers really want to buy. In today's world, building an online community is no longer a foreign concept, but it's the ability to harness and optimize that community that creates real business opportunities. Creating an online community not only allows you to connect with people who share common interests, but also opens unlimited opportunities to earn money. And this doesn't require millions of dollars in investment, just creativity, patience, and the ability to create a space where people feel they belong. When I started my projects, I didn't just focus on creating products or services, I always focused on building a community around those products. There's nothing more powerful than a connected community, people who are ready to support one another, share ideas, and provide feedback on the products or services you offer. This is the driving force behind sustainable business growth, and it all starts with building the community. An online community brings a host of benefits. Not only does it allow you to access a large pool of potential customers, but it also creates an environment where you can learn, experiment, and grow your products. But to succeed in building a community, you need to understand that it's not just about attracting numbers, it's about creating real value for them. If your community is just a place where people come and go without getting any value, you won't be able to retain them for long. When I built Tesla or SpaceX, I always thought about the community, not just the customers, but also the people who shared my vision. I wasn't just building a company that made electric cars. I wanted to build a movement that changed how we think about energy and transportation. And I did this by building a community of people who believed in change, who had the same goals and ambitions. They didn't just buy Tesla products, they were part of the movement, and this created a strong connection between us and the customers. In this way, you're not just selling a product or service, you're building an environment where your customers feel that they're part of something greater. A successful online community doesn't just help you create loyal customers, but it also creates advocates who are willing to share your products and services with others. They're not just consumers, they're ambassadors for your brand. And when you have a community like this, you'll see that income will come naturally. What's important is that your community must have a clear theme and a common goal. Make sure you're building the community around a topic that participants genuinely care about. This could be a specific topic like technology, health, self-development, or any area you're passionate about and knowledgeable enough to provide value. Once you have a community around this topic, you can begin providing valuable content such as articles, videos, live streams, or discussions to create engagement between you and the members. The next step is how you can monetize that community. You don't need to start by selling products immediately. What's important is to build trust and strong relationships with your community first. Once you have a sufficient number of participants and they trust what you offer, you can start monetizing in various ways. One of the simplest ways is through advertising partnerships. If your community is strong enough, brands will be willing to pay you to promote their products. You can also create sponsorship programs for events, webinars, or even competitions and charge brands that want to sponsor them. Additionally, you can sell your own products. Once you've built a community, you can offer products or services they need or want. This could be anything from physical products, online courses, to digital products like ebooks, software, or even consulting services. Creating a product or service that fits the needs of the community is a great way to make money, but it's important to ensure that what you offer always provides real value to the community. Another strategy is to offer premium access to your community. You can create exclusive groups or forums for paying members. These members will have access to exclusive resources, special discussions, or live sessions with you. This not only creates a stable income stream, but also makes your community feel special and valued. Creating such VIP communities will help you build lasting relationships with those who are truly interested in your topic. I've realized that a strong online community not only provides passive income, but also helps you improve your products or services. The community will provide valuable feedback telling you what they need, what they like, and what can be improved. This allows you to develop and refine your product quickly and effectively. By getting feedback from the community, you can improve your products and provide better solutions, keeping them coming back. Building an online community is not easy or fast. But with patience and a focus on providing real value, you'll be able to create a connected community that you can monetize long term. When you help others build trust and create a space where they can learn and connect, you're not just creating a community, but also building a sustainable business that doesn't rely on direct sales. If you haven't started yet, don't hesitate. Find a topic you're passionate about, build an online community around it, and start creating value. Your community will not only help you grow your business, but also create an ecosystem where you and your customers can thrive and succeed. When it comes to starting a business with little capital, review websites or affiliate marketing YouTube channels are one of the most powerful and effective options. This is a business model you can start immediately without investing in products or inventory. but by simply investing your time and creativity. You don't need a big company or a professional marketing team. All you need is the ability to find information, analyze products, and share your opinions convincingly. I have always believed that the power of information can change the world. Throughout my career, I have not only focused on creating great products, but also on ensuring consumers understand them. That's why I believe the product review model, providing detailed and unbiased information for consumers, is not just a business opportunity, but also a tool to change how people consume products. By offering valuable information, you not only help them make better decisions, but also build trust, the most important thing in any business. What's special about this model is that you don't need to produce any products, nor do you need to manage inventory. You just create content, review products, services, and share them with your audience. The products you review are not produced by you, but by reviewing and providing valuable information, you can earn commissions from affiliate marketing. You will earn money whenever someone buys a product through your link. This opens up a passive income stream that can grow over time without requiring constant work. Review websites or affiliate marketing YouTube channels don't require you to be an expert in every field. However, you need to have the ability to research, analyze, and present information clearly and understandably. The first step is to choose a niche you're interested in and knowledgeable about, from technology, health, beauty, sports, to household items. It's important to have a solid understanding of the product you're reviewing, because your audience will sense your knowledge and they will appreciate your transparency. Once you've selected a niche, you need to start building a website or YouTube channel. Both platforms are incredibly powerful for attracting audiences and providing valuable information. A review website can include detailed articles, product comparison tables, how-to videos, or in-depth guides on using products. Your YouTube channel can be a place where you do product reviews, product comparisons, or even tutorials or Q&A sessions for consumers. When building a review website, you need to pay attention to search engine optimization, SEO. If you don't understand SEO, you'll miss out on one of the most powerful tools for driving traffic to your website. SEO helps your website rank higher in Google search results, which will help you reach more potential customers. To do this, you need to choose the right keywords related to the products or services you're reviewing and use them in your articles. At the same time, you need to provide high-quality, valuable, and easy-to-understand content, because Google values websites that provide useful information to users. An equally important factor in this model is transparency and honesty. When reviewing products, don't just focus on the strengths. You also need to point out the weaknesses, if any. Today's consumers are very savvy, and they can tell when you're only giving empty praise without any substance. Therefore, to build trust and create a loyal community, you need to maintain transparency and provide objective reviews. Only when readers or viewers feel they can trust your opinion will they return to you and trust the products you recommend. Once you've built a large enough audience, it's time to start earning money from affiliate links. Companies that sell products often have affiliate programs that you can join. This means you'll receive a commission whenever a customer buys a product through your link. These programs are usually very easy to join and don't require you to invest in products or large advertising expenses. Once you have enough viewers or readers, earning money from affiliate links becomes automatic. For example, if you have an article on your review website about a phone and include an affiliate link to a store selling the phone, you'll earn a commission every time someone buys the phone through your link. Similarly, on YouTube, if you do a product review and add an affiliate link in the description, you'll also earn a commission from each sale. The beauty of this model is that you can scale without significantly increasing your effort. Once you have SEO optimized review articles or videos, they will continue to attract traffic over time. You don't have to work every day to earn money. You just need to maintain and optimize existing content. This is a great form of passive income, allowing you to make money while continuing to develop other business areas. Finally, there's nothing difficult about starting a review website or affiliate marketing YouTube channel. All you need is patience, the ability to analyze products, and creativity in how you convey information. You don't need to have your own products. You just need to understand and share valuable information. When you do this well, you'll not only earn money, but also build a loyal consumer community, a community you can continue to serve long term. In today's digital age, the digital skills reselling intermediary business model is emerging as a highly promising opportunity. This model does not require you to own products, nor do you need warehousing or high production costs. You don't have to be an expert in all fields, but if you know how to connect skilled individuals with those who need those skills, you can build a successful, sustainable, and easily scalable business. When I think about opportunities in the digital world, I realize that not everyone has the skills to create technology products or offer professional services. However, there is a powerful resource in today's society: digital skills. Freelancers and independent professionals in areas like graphic design, programming, writing, digital marketing, social media management, and many other fields can earn money from their skills. The problem is, not everyone knows how to reach clients or build a personal brand effectively. The digital skills reselling intermediary model helps solve this problem. You don't have to be the one performing the tasks, but you can act as the connector between skill providers and those in need. You become a bridge, helping freelancers reach clients and receive suitable work. In return, you earn a commission for each successful transaction. This allows you to make money without investing heavily in doing the work yourself, instead leveraging the skills and talents of others. The reason I believe in this model is because it's highly flexible and easy to implement. You don't need a large capital investment to start, just a clear plan and the ability to connect the right people. You can start with a website or an online platform where those in need of services can register and search for experts in fields like programming, graphic design, online marketing, content writing, and many other digital skills. This way, you can build a stable customer base without having any products on hand. What's important is that you must be able to build a user-friendly system and optimize it so that both clients and freelancers can easily connect and transact. This system could be an online platform where clients post projects or job requests, and freelancers can submit their portfolios, set prices, and accept jobs. You can charge fees for these transactions, much like platforms such as Fiverr or Upwork. Most importantly, you don't need to worry about controlling the quality of the work. That's the responsibility of the freelancers. Your job is to create a space where clients and freelancers can easily and efficiently find each other. By building a platform that connects freelancers with businesses, you're providing great value to both sides. Small businesses or companies with limited budgets for full-time employees will need freelancers to handle specialized tasks they can't perform themselves. At the same time, freelancers will feel more comfortable working with a reputable platform that helps them easily find work they want. By creating such an ecosystem, you not only help businesses access quality labor, but also help skilled individuals make the most of their abilities without worrying about marketing, finding clients, or managing projects. This model can scale very quickly, especially if you know how to optimize the connection process between freelancers and clients. You can create a rating system where clients can review the quality of a freelancer's work, and freelancers can rate their collaboration with clients. This not only helps maintain service quality, but also creates transparency within your system. If you continuously improve and maintain high-quality standards, you'll easily attract reputable clients and freelancers, and from there, your revenue will grow sustainably. Another strength of this model is the ability to diversify services. You're not limited to just one area and can expand into many different fields. Once you have a successful platform in one niche, you can add other services like translation, SEO, website building, or services related to digital marketing, and more. This way, you can serve not just one group of clients, but reach multiple industries and different customer bases. As you develop your platform, you can also attract partners and sponsors to create additional income sources, such as training courses, online learning programs, or skill-based webinars. To expand this model, you can also think about building your own community, where freelancers and businesses can share experiences, learn from each other, and support each other's growth. A strong community not only creates a useful space for members, but also helps you build credibility and a long-lasting brand in the industry. The most important thing in this model is the ability to build long-term relationships with both clients and freelancers. This is the key to success. You're not just an intermediary, but the one creating a solid connection between both sides, helping everyone grow. This relationship must be built on trust, transparency, and a commitment to providing real value to both parties. If you can do that, the digital skills reselling intermediary model will not only help you make money, but also build a sustainable business. With the growth of technology and the increasing demand for digital skills, this model will only become more important and promising. You don't need to invest in goods or products, just in the connection system, community building, and maintaining quality. This is a great opportunity for anyone wanting to start a business without significant risks, and if done correctly, this model will generate a sustainable passive income, opening up unlimited opportunities.